Alright, I know what you might be thinking. You read the thumbnail, you read the title, and this is probably going to be somehow Goku is weaker than Saitama video. This is not. This has nothing to do with narrative. This has nothing to do with being a gag character. This is going to be based off of feats and feats alone. And I'm going to say this one ability from Saitama is quite reasonably broken and can work on effectively anyone in Dragon Ball for the reason I'm going to give here. Now, let's start off with, well, the power levels of these characters and give the minimum baseline of what they have, because they are much stronger than their strongest feats imply. Because we knew they got stronger after they've done these feats, and that's going to be Saitama. Like we've already looked at, we measured it. He at least destroyed 500 stars within this radius when fighting Garuo. Now, which makes it a multi-solar system level feat. Now, when we look at someone like Goku, he's shown much more incredible feat strength. He's been able to, when clashing with Beerus, he almost destroyed the universe, or his macrocosm, whichever way you want to put it, it's a universe. Now, whether or not you want to argue on how different universes function and the durability of a universe, doesn't really matter. Because he's universe level. He's incredibly strong, and he is actually a quick-witted fighter. A lot of people really don't give Goku too much credit. He's also shown quite a bit of hacks resistance. Regardless of that, Saitama's most powerful feat would still one-shot him. And here's why. Goku is not invincible. He has taken damage before from even a rock or bullet when he does not have his ki prepped up. He is relatively squishy compared to the power levels we're talking about in base without ki. Which is a very important note. He could also die from disease. Now, Saitama does not have any access to that whatsoever. That's not part of Saitama's character. Regardless, the first part I brought up is the only thing that Saitama really needs to win. At least with this powerful move that, let's be honest here, we're not sure if he still has. He could have forgot about it, but it's still a technique that he is capable of, and it's a technique that he's done before. And that's his time travel feat. Now, I did mention that Goku has hex resistance. He's been able to still be able to be conscious when turned into a piece of candy, and effectively beat the hell out of Super Buu. He's also been able to resist the little time stop thing that Hit does. I know that's more of like save up time and then use in one burst, and he's been able to break out of that before. Regardless of all of this right here, there's one thing we know that Goku is not super resistant against, and that is just standard old time travel. And the fact that getting caught off guard, he could get one-shotted. And with how Saitama travels back in time, that's something that no amount of Goku's abilities, as soon as Saitama does that, can really stop. He could instant transmission away, doesn't matter. His ki doesn't really matter. In Dragon Ball, they really don't have that much resistance to time travel in general. In fact, even Zeno himself seems to be somewhat limited in his knowledge of this regard. And knowledge is kind of power here, at least in terms of some of these hacks abilities. And if Goku were hit when he's not ready, and Saitama was coming out with kill intent, the same amount of damage he would have done to Garuo, which was not done at kill intent, there would be no Goku left. If Goku was caught off guard by this ability in base, he would be a blood puddle. If even. So the reason for this is simple. If a bullet can harm him, if a rock can harm him, what do you think a universe-destroying attack would do? And yes, he did get hurt by this stuff even after getting, well, his God Key. We see this in the the Resurrection F arc. So it can happen again.